The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we're in our Parks Racing third floor studio. We have a great show today as 3-year-olds make their start for the Kentucky Derby and the Arkansas Derby and the Florida Derby, and a Pennsylvania bred really stands out at Oaklawn Park. We also have an exciting feature on Repo Rocks, who is going to take on the Grade 1 Carter up at Aqueduct, his biggest test yet. But the real talk is 3-year-olds. We had the Florida Derby, we had the Arkansas Derby, but we're talking about a Pennsylvania bred.
We are talking about a Pennsylvania bred, Danny. Angel of Empire, who was so impressive winning the Risen Star at the fairgrounds, and now comes to Oaklawn Park in the Arkansas Derby. Is a 9-2 choice, live horse, bred out in Central PA, and a son of Classic Empire.
Now let's get into the Arkansas Derby here. It's a Grade 1, a big purse, $1.25 million for 3-year-olds going 1.1 miles, and he's not even our favorite. Rocket Can is for Bill Mott.
Yeah, Rocket Cam coming off a pretty strong second in the Fountain of Youth behind Forte, who we're going to see in a little bit in the Florida Derby. Obviously last year's 2-year-old champ, and right now the favorite for the Kentucky Derby.
Tim Yakin has our second choice, Reincarnate, and Johnny Velasquez makes the trip to ride him.
Yeah, this was a former Bradford horse, finished 3rd in the Rebel, and had all kinds of trouble in the stretch. It's understandable why this horse is getting back.
Well, here's the big race, the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby.
Toward the inside, 2 Eagles River, as expected, heading toward the lead. Harlow Cap is with him on the inside in second. Airtime got out well in third. Reincarnate is fourth. Bourbon Bash on the inside, fifth. And Rocket Can sits outside in sixth. He's only about 4 lengths off the lead as they head to the backstretch. And then comes Angel of Empire. He's off the rail by 1 path. Interlock Empire, the bright gray, is inside of him. King Russell is next to last. In that late running Red Route 1, blinkers on and all, is still trailing the field here. He's a good 12 or 13 lengths off the lead as they move up the backstretch. 2 Eagles River and Nick Juarez set the pace in the Arkansas Derby, and Reincarnate is his companion right to the outside. Harlow Cap on the inside is racing in third and is just a neck to the good of Airtime, followed to the outside by Rocket Can. He's going to be 4 wide into that turn, but he is in the clear and is only 3 lengths off the lead now. Bourbon Bash hugs the inside into that far turn. Angel of Empire is within range if he's good enough on the outside, and he is starting to move now. Angel of Empire is racing with Rocket Can toward the outside, and then comes King Russell and Interlock Empire. Dropping back and out of it is Bourbon Bash. Red Route 1 enters the stretch 10th and last as they straighten away in the upper stretch. And Angel of Empire has ranged into the lead here. 2 Eagles River drops back on the inside. Toward the outside, King Russell is running on. Reincarnate in the second flight with Airtime and Rocket Can. Angel of Empire and Flavian Pratt. Angel of Empire wins the Arkansas Derby and wins it clear.
Angel of Empire getting that big middle move that made that sustained run, and Flavian Pratt, just a beautiful trip.
Yeah, won by more than 4 lengths, Danny. A pretty dominant win, so Angel of Empire, I would think, would be no worse, say, than the 3rd or 4th choice in Kentucky, depending on obviously what happens this weekend. We'll talk about the races coming up later today.
Yeah, trainer Brad Cox with a really strong hand for the Kentucky Derby. Here's more with the winning trainer.
Very impressed with this horse on how he ran today. Came home quick. And he's a horse that, the longer the better. So, looking forward to getting him to the Kentucky Derby in 5 weeks. The older he gets, the better he's getting, bottom line. I think he really took to this 6 weeks between races. He ran well here to start the year. He showed that he was going to want more ground. It was a race that fit well based off his last race as a 2-year-old there at Indiana. And, out of his Risen Star, I thought he was just maybe just a little tucked up, a little tired. and he's come around over the last 3 or 4 weeks and really took him a little bit, like I said, to come out of the Risen Star, but now he's definitely back in top form and very happy with how he looked physically leading up to this.
Angel of Empire, he's just really impressed me each and every start. And what makes him so cool is we can all root for him because he is a Pennsylvania bred.
He is a Pennsylvania bred. It's interesting, Danny. Flavien Prat was the 6th different rider in 6 races. I think he might be the same rider in Kentucky. I got to think Flavien's going to pick this horse to ride the Derby.
Well, Bruce Casella made the trip out to central Pennsylvania to Blackstone Farm to talk to Angel of Empire's breeder Christian Black, and Pennsylvania Executive Secretary Brian Sefertello was there from the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders. Here's more with that.
Tell me what it was like to see your horse that you bred on this farm win the Arkansas Derby.
It was very surreal. Kind of, it's everything we dream of when we start on these, when we start the process, which is a long process, and these horses has to go through so many different hands. But I think my wife thought I kind of had a heart attack because I was jumping up and down like I was 20 years old, and and so it was very exciting, obviously, and very certain degree emotional.
So, Brian, this is kind of a big deal for Pennsylvania breeding. Tell me about it and your thoughts on this horse winning the Arkansas Derby.
Well, I just look back to what happened in 2004 when Smarty won the Arkansas Derby and then went on to win the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. Things just exploded in Pennsylvania. It's nice. It's nice to know that you can have a breeding program in which there are going to be some horses that move up and are competitive. We've had Caravel win the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint last year. We've had 3 other Eclipse Award winners. So it's really been a great ride here for PA.
Well, the Pennsylvania breds don't get to have all the fun, so do Parks horses. We're going to head to our first break. When we come back, we have an exciting feature on Repo Rocks, who's a multiple stakes winner taking on his biggest test jet in the Grade 1 Carter. And of course, the Florida Derby, the race we've all been talking about, all coming up on the other side.
Down the backstretch they go. Jockey Joel Rosario and Fort Bragg on top by 2.5.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime. He sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% 2-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, we have an exciting feature for you. You and I were actually at the barn of trainer Jamie Ness, and Bruce Casella was there as well, and you interviewed him about Repo Rocks, who is a big race coming up.
Yeah, no doubt. He's running the Grade 1 Carter today at Aqueduct. Jamie has never won a Grade 1 race. He's only had 2 horses ever in it. That's not the kind of stable he has. He's won a couple of Grade 3s. But this horse, since he's come into Jamie's barn, I mean, this is always a decent horse, but he's totally blown up. 4 for 4 for Jamie Ness, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com, and we were able to catch up with the trainer, Jamie Ness. With Jamie Ness. Jamie, you're closing on 4,000 wins, but to have a chance to win a Grade 1 Saturday with Repo Rocks, how big is that?
Well, it's huge. You know, I think I've only run in one Grade 1 in my life. An Arlington Milling one year, and it's one I can think of, I guess. But you know, it's huge. The horse has been good to me. We've been preparing for this race since the last race, 6 weeks. You know, it's nice to have a horse that you can point for a race and work backwards to it. You know, a lot of my horses, we got to hope the race goes, and we're scrambling for training. So, but you know, we just got done with a nice workout. Our preparation's been great. I think we're ready to go.
How did you end up with this horse?
He got bounced around a little bit. I had a few horses for Steve up in New York, and he kind of ran a bad race, so he sent him down and said, "Hey, see if you can turn him around a little bit. I think the horse is really good." And he got here, and you know, he's a difficult horse to train. But I said, you know what, big boy, we're going to train. We're going to train hard, and he's taken it and loved it. So I think that's the big reason for his kind of turnaround is I train on him hard, and whatever I give him, he wants more.
Now, he had some big numbers when he was with Juan Vasquez. You got him back to those numbers. What did you need to do to get him back to that top form?
Like I said, I think he's a little difficult to train, and you got to have the right and got a good training method, and I trained on him hard, and he's responded. Some horses you can't, some you can, but he's one of them horses, like the more I give him, the more he takes, and I think that's his turnaround.
Saturday's a big day, Grade 1, Carter. You've got to be excited about that one.
I'm very excited. I'm always excited to sit on Repo Rocks. Last 4 stakes wins in a row. It's been a fun go.
What do you like about this horse when you're on the racetrack?
He just loves it so much. Yeah, especially the faster he goes, the better he goes, which is impressive. Most horses, you know, once they're all out, you know, they might get leg weary or they might lose focus. I feel like this horse, he just gets more focused and, you know, wants it more and more.
I know jockey Andrew Wolfson has just always said this horse just feels different because when you're on a really good horse, of course they feel different. And it's cool to see him get the opportunity to get this Grade 1 mount.
Absolutely, and of course Andrew has ridden him in all 4 stakes wins since he's come to the Ness barn.
Well, and what's really cool is I know the Ness family is going to have a fun night out in New York City. Jamie said his daughters are more excited about the Broadway show and hanging out in the city than the race, but hey, that's a kid thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. They've never been to New York, so they'll get a chance to go to New York, and maybe they'll get to celebrate a Grade 1 win.
I hope so. I know the whole barn is so excited. We will all be rooting for you. Well, let's get to the Florida Derby. Let's get to some national races. It's the big one, the Curlin Florida Derby Grade 1 for 3-year-olds going 1.1 miles. Of course, Forte is our heavy favorite in this $1 million race.
He is the heavy favorite for obvious reasons. The 2-year-old champ came out flying, and the Fountain of Youth looked really good. The question here, Danny, was the post position. It wasn't very good all the way on the outside at 1.1 miles and wins a very low percentage. I know Todd Pletcher was very concerned.
And Mage is our second choice for Gustavo Delgado.
Yeah, Mage looks like a real talent, has only run twice, powerhouse 4th in the Fountain of Youth after some trouble, broke poorly. This is a talented horse. The question is it going to be too much too soon?
Well, we'll certainly see. Here's Pete Aiello with the call of the Florida Derby.
Fort Bragg from the 10 post to the rail and on top 1.5 lengths. Mr. Peaks is now second with West Coast Cowboy in third. Young Frau between horses. Mr. Ripple is next. Cyclone Mischief is stacked 4 wide, 5 wide. WNL. And it's 1.5 lengths to Il Maricolo. Irad Ortiz Jr. and Forte. They're toward the back of the field while 3 wide. Shaq Diesel is next, then Nautical Star. And Mage is last of all as they complete the opening quarter in 23-2. Down the backstretch they go. Jockey Joel Rosario and Fort Bragg on top by 2.5. Mr. Peaks is second. Mr. Ripple is third. West Coast Cowboy is down toward the inside. Working out in the center is Cyclone Mischief. Then it's Young Frau, Forte, starting to get a bit closer now. He's about 6 lengths off the speed through a 46 3/2 mile. Strong fractions being put up by Fort Bragg. He heads into the far turn on top by 2. Mr. Peaks is second. Mr. Ripple is third. Up on the outside, it's Forte. He's starting to get to work now. He's about 8 lengths off this loose leader with 5/16 remaining. Fort Bragg tries to sneak away. He has the lead by 2.5. Mr. Ripple, he's now second. Cyclone Mischief moves up on the outside third. Forte's locked in as Mage begins to roll from the back. They race past the quarter-mile pole in the Florida Derby, and Mage got the jump on Forte as he goes to get Fort Bragg. Cyclone Mischief is fighting hard. He's still right there. Less than 1/4 mile to come, and Cyclone Mischief, he's up for a fight and tries to turn away Mage. Forte better hurry up. Final 16th of a mile. Forte starts to gather in the top horses. Here comes Forte. This is going to be very close, but the champion prevails. Forte wins.
Well, Forte Forte gets it done, barely with Jockey Irad Ortiz kind of all out for him, but he did get the win.
He did get the win. I think this is the best horse, at least performance-wise, Todd Pletcher's ever brought to the Derby, and that's saying a lot given all the good horses he's brought. Of course, he's won it a couple of times. Boy, when Mage made that move around Forte, you're thinking Forte is really in trouble. I don't know whether Mage got tired and made Forte look good. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but what a day for the Ortiz brothers. They won 10 of the races, and that was Irad, of course, on Forte, and that was his 6th win of the day as he took back the leading rider at the championship meet. He dominated. For a guy who's been really good for a long time, he's in the best form of his life right now.
Absolutely. Here's more with the winning connections.
What about the determination in the lane to run down a good horse that had opened up on you and looked like he was screaming for extra ground today?
Oh, yeah, he did. He hit it once, and then I take my time with him because I feel like if I hit it again, he's going to get there. So it's a long stretch. Let him get his stride. And now I hit a couple more times, and he keep giving to me. Like, he's responding so well.
Right now, I think there's a lot of great things that happened today that are going to help us move forward. You know, it was a crowded paddock. It was a loud fans in the paddock. A very extended post parade. You know, a lot of things that you know, worry you as it's playing out, but you know, we're obviously going to encounter all of that at Churchill. So I think the way that he handled all that, he got on his toes, but in a good way, and you know, maintained his composure. So I think all of that was good. As far as having a harder race than he had in the Fountain of Youth, you know, everyone has different theories about that. Some people think you need a hard race before the Kentucky Derby. For me, I'll always take the easiest way, but you know, we got 5 weeks. I just hope that the next 5 weeks are as good as the last.
Well, you know Mike Rapoli's excited, and it's cool. We get to see how Silk's here. He's got some horses with trainer Scott Lake, obviously. Forte is with Todd Pletcher, but wow, what a ride they've been on.
Yeah, Mike finally got the Belmont last year. He hasn't won the Derby yet, and you know he wants it badly.
Oh, it would be awesome seeing those orange and blue Silks. Well, let's get to some local racing. It was Monday's 10th race, claiming $40,000. So big claiming tag. There's some nice horses in here going in mile and 70 yards, $38,000 purse. And the old man, the veteran, Ruby Blue, is our favorite.
Yeah, we love Ruby Blue. I mean, how cool a horse is this? 22 for 90 lifetime, going for his 91st start, the 9-year-old.
Trainer Michael Stidham sends out Jack A Rose for our second choice favorite.
Yeah, Jack A Rose is a cool horse himself, and Michael Stidham, when he appears up here, and this is a horse only going for his 9th race in contrast to Ruby Blue, but the last one at Fairgrounds was very good. Now here he is at the top.
Here's our local race of the week.
It is Ruby Blue, the veteran who has emerged with the lead. He's going to take them into the turn. He has 3/4 of a length over Alivar. Tracking into third is Vasariano. In on the rail, Rondon's Grace to the outside, Cobble Road. Steiner has nowhere to go. He had to tap on the brakes a little bit there in 5th. Then it's a gap of 2 or so back to Jack A Rose to his outside, Senior Investment, and Nautilus still in on the rail. The opening quarter, 23-2, Ruby Blue. The veteran has some pressure from Alivar as he makes his way down the Ben Salem backstretch. Tracking up is a stablemate in third is Rondon's Grace. In between horses is going to be Vasariano to his outside in the Pink Silks, Cobble Road. Steiner's got a little bit of racing room. He has settled into position. Nautilus beginning to improve his position. Nothing yet from Jack A Rose and Senior Investment. Now your trailer. The half went in 47-3 as they make their way around the turn. Ruby Blue has conceded the lead here. Alivar has taken control. Ruby Blue beginning to back up a little bit. Cobble Road beginning to make his move. Vasariano in 5th. There's Rondon's Grace who's beginning to make his move. Nautilus from off the pace. Steiner, nothing yet from him. Jack A Rose and Senior Investment continues to trail. At the top of the stretch, Alivar, Frankie Pennington shakes the reins, asks him for a little bit more. Here comes Cobble Road trying to make a race of it. Rondon's Grace also trying to get engaged on the outside. Vasariano trying to pick up some pieces, but Alivar, he is in command with a 16th left to go. Alivar, Cobble Road to the outside. Vasariano chasing, not yet catching, and Alivar and Frankie Pennington going to take the nightcap over Cobble Road in 2nd, Vasariano 3rd, and Rondon's Grace in 4th.
And Alivar getting the win for trainer John Service. Neither of us picked this.
Yes.
And how did we let Alivar go by?
I don't know, Danny. We just messed up, I think. But look, this horse broke on top. This was the 2nd race off a substantial layoff. And if you look back at the paper, the only 2 times this horse has gone 2 turns, he was really good. So we just completely missed this. That's 7-1, no less. Ran by Ruby Blue. Ruby Blue got tired. He's got a right to get tired in his 91st career race.
He does.
But Alivar was very good with our man Frankie Pitt.
Yeah, and John Service had a double win day for the owner of the Car Guy Stables. They also had 2 wins on the card, so excellent day for them. Well, congratulations to them. We're going to head to another break. When we come back, we have our Jockey and Trainer of the Week and more in Race Recap.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks. And congratulations, apprentice jockey Jamie Torres, who has been on a roll. And he's getting a lot of notice from trainers in just how talented this rider is. He had a 3-win day on Tuesday.
There you go, Jockey of the Week.
Congratulations to our Trainer of the Week, Miguel Rodriguez. Monday, he had back-to-back wins with 2 very nice horses and a barn that is certainly heating up.
I'll say.
We're going to jump into some race recap down at Oaklawn Park. It's the Grade 3 Fantasy Stakes. This is for our 3-year-old fillies trying to get in that Kentucky Oak starting gate. And mile and 16th is the distance, $600,000. And Wet Paint, who has been always impressive, and she's always in the back of the pack.
Yeah, no doubt, comes from at last in this particular situation. Danny, 1-2 stakes already at Oaklawn. It's Cox and Pratt. We already saw him win the Arkansas Derby. It was their day. She's going to come from distance and win by 2.5 lengths at the wire. Daughter of Blame, you got to think that she'd be one of the top choices in the Kentucky Oaks. Only an 89 buyer figure, so it's going to probably have to get faster. Although, having said that, the 3-year-old fillies are not particularly fast so far in 2023.
She's going to need some pace to run at, but she has impressed me every step of the way. And let's stay at Oaklawn Park. This is for our 3-year-olds going 1 mile in the hot springs, $200,000. And we have a buddy with a horse in the race, Marshall Graham with 10 Strike Racing and Iron Clover.
Yeah, Iron Clover is 9-5 in this race. Actually got stated a little bit on the first turn. Came out of the Gotham where I thought he ran pretty well to be 4th. And it's going to make 2 different moves in this race. Going to end up winning by a length at the wire. Not particularly fast, but I talked to Marshall the next day. He's thinking maybe races like the Ohio Derby, the West Virginia Derby, hoping that the horse would be good enough to get into them. He knows he's not Kentucky Derby or Preakness, but good 3-year-old. They paid $55,000. They sold a particularly large piece for a lot more than that. It's a good 3-year-old. And I know Marshall loves looking at Lucky. This is a son of Looking at Lucky.
Well, we all will be rooting on Iron Clover as he takes another step forward. Nice win for him and our friends with 10 Strike Racing. Well, it's time for Ion Racing, and it is a huge Saturday of racing. Absolutely huge. Let's start with New York because it's Wood Day, but we have a lot of Parks horses taking a shot.
Yeah, no question. The Wood Memorial is obviously a big deal. It's been a long time since the horses come out of there, went to Kentucky Derby, but you better look at it. We got the Santa Anita Derby. So we're getting down to the end here, Danny. It's the final 6, I call it, right? We had the Louisiana Derby. We had the 2 we just showed. We got the Bluegrass coming up. So, yeah, we're getting there.
You just said the key word. Keeneland opened up. So all is right in the world, and it feels like true springtime when Keeneland opens its doors.
Yeah, I love Keeneland, and I've always had a lot of success there gambling, so I've been a huge fan of Keeneland racetrack.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a good day of gambling today myself, so I might have to jump on my Parks Racing mobile app. Well, we're going to head to another break, but when we come back, we're going to preview a race in news and notes coming up.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime, he sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% 2-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care,
and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
And they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now, and you'll be automatically enrolled in a Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, let's preview a race. We're going to take a look at Monday's 9th race. I'm really excited about this race.
Yep.
It's for fillies and mares, Pennsylvania breds going 6 furlongs, and I think this race is loaded, and I could make a case for any of them.
But you made a case for one horse.
But I made a
in
case for
particular.
one. I made a case for Mia Tusca, and I very rarely pick Kate DeMasi horses, not because I don't think they're capable, it's because I'm in the barn,
Right.
I feel very close, and I'm a little superstitious, not gonna lie. But Mia Tusca has just been training very well. She's been squealing a lot in the afternoon. She's telling me she's going to run a good race, but she ran a really nice second last time. Jockey Sylvester Gonzalez stays aboard her instead of riding Midnight in Alaska, who's also in the race.
Okay.
And that's another tip-off to
All
me.
right, well, I am going with the home team. I am going with M3 Racing's Darling Donna. Who is M3 Racing? That's our buddy Jeff Maddie and his brother Tad. So I'm definitely up for this horse. I don't know why she ran so poorly last time for Michael Moore, but I know they brought her for California. She's got talent. Hopefully she can get back to some of her good numbers, her best numbers, win this race.
Darling Donna, a really good choice. Well, good luck to us. Well, I have some exciting news. I am a godmother. I had a filly last night by the great sire Winchill, who's the sire of Winning Time, our Pennsylvania bred 2-year-old champion this year, by Heatherly, a horse that I used to race. So I am just ecstatic right now.
And it's a shame we didn't have the cameras rolling because Danny just found out as we were in between segments, and it was a scene here, folks.
It was some
her first
tears.
ever foal.
First
so
foal.
She's very excited, and understandably so. We'll see this filly at the races in a few years.
Yeah, can't wait. And Kentucky Oaks maybe one day.
Yeah, there you go.
Get my pink ready.
Cotillion at the very least.
Absolutely, that would be the dream. Well, we have an exciting thing coming up as well. We have our golf tournament that sponsors Turning for Home. It's on May 4th, the Thursday before the Kentucky Derby. And if you are a golfer, this is the thing for you. And if you just want to come have a good time, but yeah, get your foursomes ready. We have a fabulous dinner after, and we're going to preview some Kentucky Derby winners.
Right, Ben Salem Country Club, not far here from the track. We had first annual was last year. It was a terrific success. And afterwards, like Danny said, there'll be a dinner, and Danny and I will give out some picks for the Kentucky Derby. And remember, from last year, we both gave out Rich Strike.
We absolutely did. But it is a fabulous event, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see some of your favorite jockeys taking a golf,
You get to
doing
see
their
Danny
golf
will
game.
be there.
Yep.
Bruce Cassell will be there shooting it. I'll be hanging. I may even play golf. I don't know. That once might have been sufficient for me.
I ride the golf cart. I don't golf, but
golf.
I'll cheer everybody on. Well, that wraps up this show for us today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.